Hello, and welcome to Manufacturing Management's Ask the Expert. My name's Paul Fanning, and I'm Editor of Manufacturing Management. Our expert here with me today is Peter Molloy, Managing Director of Metro Rod. And I wonder, Peter, if we could perhaps start with you telling us a little bit about Metro Rod and its activities.
Yeah, good morning, Paul. So Metro Rod is a business that was established almost exactly 40 years ago. I think it's the 13th of June, which is our 40th anniversary. I started in Macclesfield with a single van and has grown substantially over that period, where now we've got 50 depots around the country, 500 vans on the road, 550 engineers, 60 to 70 tankers out there, servicing a wide range of industries and sectors. The business is a franchise model business, which works really well from our perspective, and we believe from our clients' perspective as well. The franchisees have got a vested interest in delivering exceptional service and looking after their customers. And, you know, we have the advantage of having national coverage, but with also that local presence as well through the 50 depots operating in their own communities.
Okay. And how does Metro Rod see its role within UK manufacturing?
I think within manufacturing, and indeed all of our other sectors, what we aspire to be is the trusted provider in that sector, and that trust is really important. As you can imagine, with drains, 90% of what we do is invisible. It's underground. You know, we have to be trusted by our customers to be giving them the right advice, to making the right alteration to the system to comply with whatever legislation or whatever problem occurs. And, you know, what I'm really interested in is working with customers for a long period of time, building up that customer loyalty, as I say, being that trusted provider and being the most respected in the industry. And that respect comes from, you know, offering and delivering the right solutions, delivering value for money, and understanding the customer's challenges and their drivers and adapting our business to meet their needs. So if we ultimately get respected by our customers and trusted by our customers, I believe that we will keep customers for a long time, and they benefit from partnering with Metro Rod for their drainage services.
Okay. You've recently produced a white paper on pollution awareness in the UK manufacturing sector. Can you tell us a little bit about the outcomes and findings of that?
Yeah, it was interesting. And we approached a wide range of management, from procurement, from health and safety to quality managers, really to get a flavour in terms of what was happening in the industry. One of the things that's really clear is that there's a high degree of concern in terms of any potential prosecutions for a pollution. 85% of the people that we interviewed were slightly concerned that one day they could be subject to that. Now, from that bedrock of people that are aware that there could be a problem, I think there needs to be a focus on how to prevent that happening, because equally, you know, 60% of the respondents didn't have a drainage plan or a flood plan. Now, as part of the Environment Agency for the disposal of trade effluent, that's a requirement. So there are certain things that we can help reduce that level of anxiety. As I say, 85% of respondents thinking that they might be subject to a prosecution. And that's where we come in terms of trying to help those customers comply with the legislation. But more importantly, you know, the legislation and the prosecution is really the end result. You know, nobody wants to get there. What we want to do is to ensure that the manufacturing customers that we deal with don't have any business interruption. If you think the cost of the work that we do is relatively modest compared with a plant being out of commission for 24 or 48 hours, it's just not comparable. So it's working with them, as I say, right at the start, to be that trusted provider, to give the right advice, to make sure that the plant operates sufficiently.
And what actions can manufacturers themselves take to improve their performance in this area?
It's relatively simple. You know, what we do is, on the face of it, it sounds very sophisticated, you know, by coming up with a drainage plan or having planned maintenance. A drainage plan is really quite simple for us to do with the technology that we've got. where we go and map the underground assets so the customer knows where the surface water is going, where the foul water is going, and making sure that any effluent is being discharged in the right places, making sure that they've got interceptors in place. If they're producing in the staff canteens or anywhere else fat, soils and grease, ensuring that there is a grease trap on site or a grease removal unit. And then, so the asset map would really give you an overview in terms of where the drainage systems run. Secondary to that then is getting a camera survey to see what the conditions of the drains are. Because, you know, I think we're all acutely aware that the drainage systems in the UK are probably not at the optimum level, and they deteriorate over time. So a camera survey underground, looking what the asset condition is, and then if necessary, repairing that to ensure that we got optimum flow. And that repair can be from a lining of a drain to a simple patch. It might be putting an interceptor in. It could be any variety of things. And then once you've done that, is ensuring that annually, at least, you've got a planned maintenance regime to ensure that the drains are operating in the way that they're designed to operate. Not very much high cost, but high value in terms of that reassurance, but also the fact that the plant can continue to operate, hopefully without any interruption due to the drainage systems. Okay.
And do the techniques you're talking about, do they apply to all industry sectors equally, or are there more sector-specific approaches?
I think what's important for everybody to remember, we've all got responsibility in terms of what we put down the drains. You know, so whether that's manufacturing, hospitality, care homes, or whatever, you know, we're all duty bound not to pollute the drains. So the techniques are really cross-functional across many of our sectors. You know, there are certain requirements within manufacturing, as I say, in terms of flood prevention plans, et cetera, that are specific to people that produce trade effluent, where you've got to comply. That might not necessarily comply in some other sectors. But the techniques we use are, as I say, go across a wide range of our customers and really drive the same benefit. And that same benefit being that for a modest outlay, you've got some reassurance that your business is going to continue to trade. You know, nobody wants a care home to be shut because the drains aren't working. Nobody wants a pub to be shut because the drains aren't working. You know, so what we're doing is trying to encourage people to intelligently spend their money on the basis that the return is far greater than having an interruption to your business.
Okay. And with that, Peter Molloy, Managing Director of Metro Rod, thank you very much for being our expert today.
Thank you, Paul.